Good morning and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl, Coach E, coming to you live from Maryland, and I am very excited to be here today. I want to talk about non-DOT and DOT. This is for my student or prospective entrepreneur, owners, what have you, coming into this industry. I take pride and I just like to create content to share with you guys the things that you would commonly come across when you are starting or into your business. So today I will be talking and I'll be discussing DOT and non-DOT drug tests, the differences between both of them, and what makes my money. Everything lies and boils down into profit and profit. All right, profit and profit. So today, allow me to share with you guys the differences between the DOT and non-DOT. This hopefully you'll be able to identify. You'll be able to also know the type of test that is required from your prospective or clients, right? I will be looking into the screen because I took notes and I don't want to forget anything. I want to be able to go over all of these details with you guys. So if you're just joining, if you're new on this platform, my name is Elizabeth. You can call me Coach Eli. I am a business startup expert. I help you to start your business. I help you and I also give you tools and resources to make sure that you are growing, making money, growing a profitable business. All right. So what is DOT? When you see the word DOT, again, it simply means the Department of Transportation. That is one agency, that is one department right there that falls under within the federal government, such as the Department of Health, Department of Agriculture, and on and on and on. For this training, we are focusing on the Department of Transportation. They regulate drug testing, right? They want us to do drug testing in a certain way, because it's protocol, it's this and it's that. The non-DOT is not regulated by the state, but it's not regulated by federal, right? But it's regulated by your state, more specifically by each organization. So companies, right, that wants their employees or drivers and what have you to drug test, they have their own strict policies. So they have to adhere to their policy of their organization. For example, you may see someone that does not fall under the Department of Transportation, aka now they are the non-DOT guys, right? So they may require 7-panel drug testing. You will see another company or another business or another agency, they require 10-panel minus THC. That's the marijuana. Again, every company vary. That's why DOT regulation or protocols are different from the DOT. Non-DOT is different because DOT has a standard protocol. So let's review DOT protocol. The DOT protocol is that you have to do a split collection, meaning that you need to use this type of cup, and all the time the lab will provide you with your specimen, with your supplies, right? I mean to say your supplies. You provide the lab your specimen. The lab will give you supplies such as your chain of custody, right? You're gonna get this type of documentation. On top of your documentation, it should say federal. This is the federal one right here. Right, the federal chain of custody, always from the lab. You can't create that, so make sure you pay attention. Because I'm going to be teaching you here the things that you need to know, and make sure you like this video because again, this is going to be full of information and well detailed. So let's continue. They also will supply you with cups, your split cups from the lab. So you would need to use split. DOT, like I said, is regulated, so you have to do 30 and 15 in this split cups. You send it to the lab, you make sure you complete your form. That's DOT, right? Also for non-DOT, the lab, if you prefer a lab-based DOT drug test, it's going to be a split cup, which is only 30. You're going to collect 30 urine, which is your specimen, and that's it. So when you receive your supplies from the lab, you're going to see that it only has one tiny vial. For right now, this is 2. It's the same, but it's going to be 1 for the non-DOT. So this cup right here is a DOT cup. The non-DOT is going to be single and that's the only specimen. You only need 30 to collect in that. And you can also use a chain of custody. Anytime that you are sending your specimen to the lab, you would need to use a chain of custody. All right, a non-DOT test also can be considered as an instant drug test. This is another type of cup that we use for non-DOT. This is instant, and in this case we have different types of panel. For non-DOT, you can do up onto 20 panel. This cup right here is a 10 panel cup, so you are going above the DOT standard. The DOT panels are only 5 panel, and if you look into your DOT form, you're gonna see that it has the THC, cocaine, and again, you just have to look into that. We teach all of this in my DOT specimen collector, but this video is just gonna give you the differences between the DOT and the non-DOT. So non-DOT cups are split, single and or instant. The case where you do an instant drug test, this one right here, you are responsible for giving the test results. So you can come up with a template. So if I were you, I can go on JotForm or use Fiverr people or use Google Forms to make a template, a form that shows that can give results back to your client. Or the lab also, if you buy these cups from the lab directly, they also provide you with an instant chain of custody to give results. Within this form right here, you are able to write and pass the client. If they have a negative result, then you go ahead and issue this chain of custody. This can also serve as a result form, or you can make your own form in Google Forms or in JotForms. When I do my instant cup, I don't use this guy. I have a template. If you need templates, I also provide templates for my students, or you can also purchase templates from it. But by the way, with this, the only time I refer to this instant chain of custody, and you will see it's called on-site, meaning that you are doing the test in person. It's not a lab based. With a lab, you have to collect the specimen. We teach all that in class, in DOT specimen collector class. But once you collect, you have to send the specimen to the lab. For the purposes of this video, this on-site here, that's the only time I refer to this. If my result comes back positive, if the result comes back positive from the lab, from my on-site instant, I have to send it to the lab for confirmation. So we have to send it to the lab for confirmation, because again, you're saying that this person is positive for maybe marijuana or cocaine. You are not able, so that's the protocol. You have to send it in for confirmation. For non-DOT, you get to provide the test results. You tend to make more money because again, you are cutting the middleman, which is the lab. Because remember, if you send in your specimen to the lab will run your specimen and they charge you. They bill you and you pay them because they are helping to provide results, and that's where the MRO comes in. So you pay the MRO and you pay the lab. But if you are doing on-site, aka instant drug test, you are responsible for the results and you are responsible for the supplies. You have to buy your cups, you pay this, and you would tend to make more money because you don't all you're responsible for is paying for the cups, right? So you are cutting the middleman. You don't have to pay the MRO, you don't have to pay the lab, so you get to make more money. Also, you don't need an MRO if you are doing everything in-house. Again, that's where that's coming in. Like I said, non-DOT are not federal regulated, but they are what? They are state or individual companies regulations. So when they come in, you're gonna ask them, do they need the 10 or the 5 or the 7? Again, most of them sometimes don't know, they just need a drug test. So in that case, I'm gonna save money. If they don't specify, because again, there is no specification, you can go ahead and sell them the minimum, which is 5. It's still acceptable because that's the standard drug test, which DOT honestly uses the most, anyway. So you do have to understand the protocol. Say for example, you was doing your marketing and you have a client or you have a contract and they want you to consistently be the go-to for their drug testing, for their pre-employment and what have you. you want to be able to have a set standard and understand their company regulations and protocol. Like I said, you can offer both services. Being mobile. Also, for the non-DOT drug test, you can also conduct an hair drug testing. Hair drug testing is not DOT, so hair can come in play. That's where the what also comes in play. Okay, I already talked about this. So the hair drug testing is another type of test that you can administer that comes underneath hair drug testing. For also the people that have probation, they are not always DOT. So you can also do that for non-DOT. But most times when people have a probation or court case, maybe they were drinking and driving and they got caught, they need to still, I would recommend that you do a lab based, because we want to look at the levels, because by the time you provide those results, it goes to the probation officer. They want to see how much intoxicity or toxicity that is in your body. So I always recommend a lab based for a non-DOT lab based drug test for those that falls under probation. And if you look at your chain of custody closely, you are also able to configure your non-DOT CRO chain of custody. That's another thing. So when you're setting up your lab account, you get to be part of that process. You can set up your non-DOT. For example, for my business, there is a special configuration that we have, which is the ETG alcohol. So when someone, and this ETG is always used by the probation people that I just talked about, because they always need drug and alcohol. We have two types of alcohol tests that you can do. You can do the breathalyzer. That's always for the DOT and mostly used for in post-accident, when there is an accident. The other one is the urine, but it's the ETG. So again, you get to customize your non-DOT forms when it's non-DOT. But if it's the DOT, it's standard and it's always 5-panel. And we have different agencies that can benefit from DOT drug tests. They are the FMCSA, they are the FAA, which is the Federal Aviation, the FRA, that's the Rail Transit, and the FTA, and the PHMSA, and the on the Coast Guard. Again, all of these details are in training, but I just want to be able to come here. I just want to come here to make sure that I provide clarity on DOT and non-DOT, and what is DOT, what is the panels, and you being able to customize your form, you being able to make more money doing non-DOT, you having to provide the supply, you having to cutting out the middleman, which is the TPA, and which is the MRO, and the lab, and all that great stuff. So I hope this video has been helpful. I hope that I will see you next time. You want to subscribe, because I will be back and I will share more tips that pertains to this industry. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.